Oh, sorry. I think I got the wrong number.
Were you looking for the Kingdom Home of Jehovah's Witnesses?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to ask a quick question. I didn't know if you only spoke Spanish or what, but
No worries.
oh, you're perfect on both, huh? So, yeah, I know some fair amount of Jehovah's Witnesses over, time, and I had talked to some when they're out with their magazines, and I noticed that I was just wondering about like saying God bless you to somebody. I mean, like, I just say that as kind of just a kind thing to say, I'm a Christian. Yeah. And, like, they act, like, all embarrassed or, like, they just mumble something. Is there a rule against that?
No, there's no specific rule against saying, God bless you.
Because I've noticed it's not just a few, it's all of them that I've ever known do that. So how could they all do it if there's no rule about it?
Yeah, that's understandable. Usually the understanding we have is the only one that has, based on our beliefs, obviously, the only ones that have the right to bless somebody physically is God. So as us saying bless you, it makes it mean like we're the ones that are blessing that specific person after they sneeze or something like that.
But God bless you says you're wishing God's blessings on them. It says He causes the rain to fall on the just and the unjust. It's in our culture. I mean, do they think it's like an incantation or something like that? Like you're putting a spell on somebody?
No, not like that either. It's just based on the way that it's said. You know what I mean? It's based on there's a difference between saying bless you and God bless you. That's definitely a big difference. There's nothing wrong with saying that specific thing, but due to the confusion that a lot of people have in regards to that, they try to retract on saying it as much as possible, just to not cause the confusion.
Wow. You think like I'll be confused if somebody says God, like just says the short form, like bless you. You think I would really think they think they're like God or something because they can bless somebody? I mean, it's like you guys have a lot of rules, man. I read this thing online. It said like it listed like 141.
141
things you can't do.
Really?
Yeah. Do you want to hear some of them?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Just a second. I have to find like where it was. Let's see.
Have you ever looked on our website, jw.org?
Oh, yeah. Do they list all the rules on there, too?
They have a lot of understanding as well, a lot of questions that people have in regards to things that we do and we don't do.
Oh, I see.
And, there's have a lot of answers to people's questions.
Oh, okay. I have looked at it a little bit. I did find this one thing on the website. It said that Jehovah is very wise in the way he treats us. Instead of giving us many laws, he patiently teaches us to obey the law of love. So, but then I found this other thing online that said all the rules, like, for example, have best friends who are not Jehovah's Witnesses, belong to clubs that are not approved because they belong to Satan's world, don't associate with people outside the organization if it's not necessary. Let's see, say the pledge, salute the flag, vote, discuss politics, be in a strike, be a police officer, take yoga, donate blood. That's a real shocker because they accept so many blood products like fractions that people have donated just many donations to make some of those blood fractions. So that really shocks me. Shop at the Salvation Army. Wow. Run for class president. Go to a school dance. Accept Jesus as your mediator if you're not in the anointed class. Jury duty. Go into another church. Let's see. Dating someone without planning to get married. Let's see. toast.
And these are all things that it says on that website?
Yeah, that you can't do. Toasts. Toast someone, buy a raffle ticket, play bingo, sing a holiday song, celebrate Christmas, New Year's Eve, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, Thanksgiving, Flag Day, Veterans Day, Independence Day, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, Halloween, Hanukkah. So that's all the holidays there. Accept a holiday gift. Partake in the bread and wine. Let's see, holiday parties at school. Use bad language, wear pants at the Kingdom Hall, get a piercing or tattoo, have discussions and express an opinion that contradicts the organization's belief. Let's see. Take another Jehovah's Witnesses to court. Believe in miracles. Believe in ghosts. Even I don't believe in, let's see, they talk about tarot cards, psychics, magic. Yeah. Oh, how about have like a toy like Sparlock? Did you see that movie about Sparlock the Warrior Wizard?
I haven't, no.
Oh, this mother laid this like huge guilt trip on this little kid because somebody gave him like a little toy that was actually a wizard. So she goes like, it's all Satan and all this stuff. You should watch it. It's one of those, they have those kids cartoons on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't read any books that contradict Watchtower doctrine. For example, like the most famous book is that talks about Jehovah's Witnesses is called Kingdom of the Cults by Walter Martin. So good. And then Raymond Franz wrote a famous book. He was on the governing body before, and it's called Crisis of Conscience. Oh, it's in here. JWs can't say bless you or God bless you when someone sneezes.
Really?
Well, it says when you sneeze. So, okay, I don't know if you could say it back if someone didn't sneeze, but they said it to you. So I don't know if is it just for sneezing? Wow. It's like kind of like, Jesus talked about straining a gnat and swallowing a camel.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting, isn't it? So, Oh, throw rice at a wedding. Whoa. You never heard of some of these?
I've heard of most of the ones that you're saying. Yeah, I have heard of them. Some of them are surprising to me, just because, it's we're not sure where they're getting their information from.
Oh, and how about like don't eat Lucky Charms?
Don't eat Lucky Charms. See, that one I haven't even heard of.
Yeah. I mean, oh well, it's just interesting. Do you have any to add to that? I can add to any that are not on the list there. I mean, I didn't read every single one.
Not that I know of. No,
oh, I see.
Not that I know of. But there's like I said, we have a website, jw.org. You said you've seen it before.
Yeah.
On the search section, there's a lot of questions that people have asked. And we basically, all of our beliefs and our understanding, we base it off the Bible. So
really, do you think how many of those things do you think I mentioned are based on the Bible in any way?
Out of the things that we're not allowed to do?
Yeah. How many?
A few of them.
A few of them. Hey, were you raised a Jehovah's Witness?
I was not, actually.
Okay. How long have you been at one?
About 8 years now.
8 years. What attracted you to it? Did you ever study the history of the organization?
I did.
No, not in their books. No. What, in some other source? Did you?
Yeah.
Like what source did you use?
There's different books, different Bibles that I used as well.
No. I mean the history of the organization.
And
the things they have predicted, the foundations of their beliefs, what kind of things.
Other than the publications that come from here or what I've seen on the website, that's pretty much all the sources that I have.
That's not a very thorough. I mean, if you were gonna, dedicate your whole life to something. I mean, even if you were gonna buy a car from a guy, wouldn't you read the reviews of people who had bought cars from him?
Yeah, definitely.
Or would you just listen to what he would say?
Yeah, definitely.
Let me give you a really good resource if you're allowed to look at it. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
It's I know it sounds funny, but you can fact check it totally. But Wikipedia has an incredible, thorough rundown of the history of Jehovah's Witnesses. Just Wikipedia, look up Jehovah's Witnesses and the history. It will blow your mind because, you can't piece it together from the website. You can't, it's every quote they give, you can fact check it. It's just a really good thing because, it's good to see the origins of something, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, Wikipedia they don't have any axe to grind. They're not apostates or anything like that. They don't care. They have it for every religion, right? On their website. So just check it out sometime. I think it'll be surprising because I don't find it really on their website or even in their books about their history. I don't really find the true history.
Of the Jehovah's Witnesses?
Right. No. They give you a few things, like change beliefs or something to make them seem like they're being straightforward, but they're not. So it would be a real eye-opener for you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks for talking to me, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
See ya.
Hello, Kingdom.
Hi. I just have a quick question I was wondering if someone could help me with.
Sure.
Do you have a minute?
Sure.
Well, we have a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses in our area where I live, and I've talked to them a few times. Like they're out with their magazines and stuff, I always say, God bless you, like to people. Do you guys have a rule against saying that? I kind of notice they get embarrassed or they just don't know what to say.
I know for myself, I usually just say thank you.
Is there a rule against it?
I don't see there's not a rule against it. It's just we don't hear that very often. So
there's no rule against it? Because I notice it's so across the board. It's not just really one or two. Yeah. I was just wondering if it's.
No, there's no rule against it.
Oh, there isn't? Okay. Do you know why? Why some couldn't really say that, or?
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know. I can't answer that one.
Yeah, I hope God will bless you and everybody. So I don't. Okay. It doesn't have. I don't know if they think it's like an incantation or a spell or it seems very.
I don't know.
Okay. Why don't you say it back?
Well, you have a blessed day, and how's that?
Well, that's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
There must be a rule against it. See, you can't do it either. You don't want to tell me there's a rule against it, right?
Well, there really isn't a rule.
Oh, I see.
But
okay, well, thanks for your thought on it.
Sure.
Okay, God bless you.
God bless you. Bye.
Bye. Hi, I just had a quick question I was wondering if someone could help me with.
Yeah, sure.
It's kind of a unusual question, but I know a few Jehovah's Witnesses, and sometimes I see them out on the corner with their magazines and stuff, and I'm a Christian, so, I have a habit of saying God bless you, and I was just wondering, they seem like embarrassed by it, or just say thank you or something like that. Is there like a rule against it?
Not particularly, not a rule against it.
Oh.
It's just more so, it's more so, I guess a lot of, it's like a, kind of a, culturally, I guess you would say culturally, because in other, actually, if you go to witnesses that speak Spanish, they'll often say God bless you, or we're in an Arabic congregation out here, they often say, Yahweh Barak, which is God bless you. So it's more so culturally, it's developed over time with the English language, so some feel it's kind of a bit taboo or so. So sometimes, how cultural things get involved. So it's nothing really particularly wrong in writing about it. It's just been a cultural thing that's developed over time.
It just came out of nowhere, kind of? I don't know how it could be across the board so much with that explanation, that there really isn't a rule about it.
It's more so, I'd actually have to research it before, because I've heard it before, but just to be honest, like I said, it's an English cultural thing, because, I mean, in other languages, witnesses say it.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
it looks like you guys have a lot of rules. I was researching like what all the rules are, and one person said and listed 141 rules, things you can't do.
Oh, really?
That's a lot.
Is it from our website, or is it from someone else's?
Oh, no, I don't think your website would really want to list that for people to see. But
if you actually do have questions, you can even find that if you go to jw.org.
JW.org. Is there a thorough list of all the different rules on your website? Because I have done research on there. I haven't seen it. I think this one is much more interesting. Do you want to hear some of them?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
It's more so. I mean, it doesn't have exactly rules. We're not actually. There are certain laws, Bible laws we go with. It's more so our religion is based off principles. So, because laws, as you know, laws can be changed. If you ever talk to you see lawyers in law school, or if you watch Law and Order shows, they can get around.
But principles couldn't be changed.
Principles cannot be changed.
Oh.
I'll give you an example. So let's say a law in regard to traffic laws, like you can't go through a red light, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The principle behind that is if you go through a red light, you're going to get into a car accident. You can hurt somebody. That's the principle. The principle is a fundamental truth. So say now, based off of that principle helps you decide more than just law. Because like you say, well, in a law, you're like, as long as I go through the yellow light, I can make it. I'm not breaking the law. Mm-hmm. But let's say the yellow lights change faster in different places. So like you might go through the yellow light, but it might change right when you just start going through the yellow light, and you cause a car accident. Mm-hmm. But if you know the principle that if I go through the red light, someone's going to get hurt, or I can cause a car accident, then at that point you won't go through. You'll say, well, I see a yellow light, so let me stop because it could turn into a red light when I go through it, and it could cause a car accident.
Yeah, I see your point. So, all the Jehovah's Witness rules, like for example, these 141, are they all principles that couldn't be changed?
I don't know if they're a principle. I've never heard that before. That's what I'm saying. I would go to the website. There's this particular book that you probably would do really well, which is a basic teachings on our beliefs, our rules and principles. But it's actually Bible based. That's the thing. Is what does the Bible really teach?
So all your rules are Bible-based or principles or whatever you want to call it? Yeah, so could they be changed if they were based on the Bible in the first place?
Yeah.
Could they be changed if they were based on the Bible?
Yeah, for example.
They could? Well, you said principles couldn't be changed, and you only have principles.
I said laws.
So all these 141 things are just principles, or are they laws?
I don't know.
I'm confused. Well, if you just search it, I mean, it's really interesting. I'd be curious, like, if you would say some of them weren't true, but you could Google, like, things Jehovah's Witnesses can't do, and it came right up. It said 141 rules. I mean, you said that what couldn't change? Principles couldn't change?
Yeah, principles.
What if they used to teach principles that did change, that were actually dangerous to people? I mean, how would you feel about that?
Well, you know what, ma'am? I see that maybe you just want to have an argument or something like that, but I'm not really...
That's a legitimate question, because they call themselves God's only channel of truth. So, for example, like telling people Jehovah's against organ transplants, that hurt a lot of people. Hello?
Kingdom Hall.
Hi, I just had a question I was wondering if someone could help me with.
Okay.
Do you have a minute?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a friend who's a Jehovah's Witness, and I talked to a few of them when they're out in the town with their magazines and stuff. And I just always had the habit of saying, God bless you. You know, it's kind of a greeting, general, good thought. Is there a reason, like, they can't say God bless you?
Well, we all do want and need God's blessing, don't we, in our lives?
Right.
Yeah, one issue is, will He bless people that are not doing His will?
Well, don't you hope they would come to have faith in God and Christ? I mean,
definitely.
That's what I would mean if it was a non-believer.
Mm-hmm. And
do you guys say to each other then, since you do have God's blessing and you're the true faith?
Yeah, and
you do?
We obviously pray for God's blessing.
Wait. So you are allowed to say God bless you, like to each other? Just to each other?
We could. It's not a common phrase that we use because of the connotation.
What's the connotation?
Who uses it most? A lot of times, people that we feel could even be hypocritical or not living up to God's standards are the ones that say that. There was that TV evangelist, I forget what his name was, but he was found out to be just a horrible person. And I mean, he was telling people that all the time, and making a big show of it. It kind of reminds me of the Pharisees in Jesus' day. They would do things to appear righteous before men, but like Jesus said, inside they were full of, they were just whitewashed graves. They were full of dead man's bones, There was nothing really good about them. So we don't want to be associated with something hypocritical like that. And a lot of people actually see that as a hypocritical act when they know the actions of the people that are saying it aren't up to His standards.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, that's kind of one of the rules then. I mean, I was also looking into all the different rules and there's so many. Like this one person wrote out there's 141 rules.
Oh, we don't actually go by rules.
You don't go by rules? Jehovah's Witnesses don't go by rules?
No, we go by principles.
Oh, principles. So what is the difference?
Well,
a lot of the rules don't have any biblical principle, like in this 140 something. Have you ever heard of, not going beyond what is written? Do you think they sometimes go beyond what is written?
Well, when you talk about principles, the Bible talks about that we should be modestly dressed. So if someone made a rule saying we can wear this and we can't wear that.
Don't you guys have that, though? You have to wear dresses to Kingdom Hall? I mean, women do?
No,
and suits? Oh, you don't have to. Facial hair? That's not a rule?
No.
It's not? Okay. So you could be a baptized Jehovah's Witnesses and you could have facial hair and it would be no problem? No one would confront you or...
A mustache, yeah.
Oh, I mean a beard. That's not a rule?
No.
Okay.
No, we're all free moral agents. We can do
whatever
we want.
You're all free?
Free moral agents. That's
they have one of the most rules of any faith I have ever seen in my life. How can you say that?
No. Well, if you could show me where these rules are, then I'd look at them.
Oh, okay. Could I send you the link to it? Because a lot of them do have a reference in the publications. Some of them are just cultural things that all witnesses know are a rule, like not having a magical toy or something like that. Although that was in a video. That was in a video they showed about Sparlock. Can I send it to you so you can see them?
Well, no, that's okay. You can mail it here.
Mail it?
Mm-hmm.
To the Kingdom Hall?
Sure.
Oh, I wouldn't spend my time. I don't think anybody would look at it, really.
Oh, well, you could. Yeah, we open all the mail that comes here and we look at it. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I will.
Okay.
Well,
good.
okay. God bless you. See you later.
Thanks. Have a good day.